listening to the Shite Talk podcast show. Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again to the Shite Talk podcast show. Mark and Ken.
What's the crack?
On episode 246 of the Shite Talk podcast show.
Yeah.
It feels good, that number. We were just saying before we going off air, yeah, it kind of has a nice unroundness to it. You know how we like our unroundness numbers? 204 for instance, was...
204 was a great L number.
Yeah, it was just lumped in there. It was just like, it's halfway to nothing. It's over what most people would call a big mile. So it's just there. I kind of feel like that's our podcast. It's just there.
It's just there.
And we named it before all the other podcasts could get that name, and now they're kind of annoyed at us because we're just there doing nothing, and they're like, we could have had that name. That could have been us with that clever name. And we're like, yeah, we're just there, so you can't.
Yeah,
Talking
so
bollocks. Yeah, we know you want our name. We know you want our name. We know you searched that. I realised also the idiots were listening would have already, and now we're just here. We're just here doing this.
Yeah, it's already gone.
It's already gone. And we're just here doing nothing. Just talking shite.
And having the crack.
Talking bollocks. Ourselves. Yeah. And I was saying to you just before the podcast started, right? You know how people say time flies when you're having fun?
Yeah.
Apparently that's a load of bollocks. And time actually slows down when you're having fun. And if you're doing nothing, time goes past more quickly. So if people think like, oh my God, this podcast really flew by, it means they're probably not really enjoying our podcast. However, if people think it just drags on and they're like, are these guys still talking? They're just really enjoying themselves and they don't know it. They're there.
Where did you get that fact from?
News Talk. Mountain the radio station. If it's wrong, blame News Talk radio station.
You got it from News Talk. Why ever?
What?
Why would News Talk be like, oh, you know what? If you think we're talking too much, you're wrong.
Your man was reading some headline. News Talk, like, I know it's in the name, so you should probably, I shouldn't be surprised at this. All it is headlines in the morning. They read different headlines. They have different news story headlines from different places. First it's the like papers, then it's the like actual news, and then it's something else. And they're like, this is just headlines at this hour in the morning. And one of the headlines, I don't know where they were reading it off, said that time moves faster when you're actually like doing fuck all. That's why it probably feels like if you're having a lazy Sunday and you're just kind of just bored sitting around the house and you're like, oh, I'm in work tomorrow, and then it's 9 o'clock at night, you probably feel that way. It's just like Monday wants to go fast, the weekend goes so quick, and then you're back in work. Then why does the work week like seem so slow sometimes? Isn't that such a good time working?
Yeah, you're having so much fun. But you're like just...
They don't realise. And yeah, how have you air conditioning in your place of work?
Yes and no.
Is it like sometimes I'm like it's on too high when I go into a place and I'm actually freezing, and you need to go outside to like warm yourself up. But other times it's like the perfect temperature, and I often feel like if you're just working in that place and you're not experiencing the heat, are you just like, I need a hoodie on because I'm actually cold. For everybody else coming in the shop, it's like, oh my God, oh, this is so good. This is amazing. There's a standing under it going, I can't cope.
Yeah, you're kind of like, I'm dying.
Yeah, like last week we were going, where's our summer? Why isn't our summer arrived? This is shit. It just rains all the time. Our life is shit. And now we're like, I can't sleep at night. I have to leave the window open. I have hay fever. My nose is running. It's all red. This is not great. My eyes are watery. I got sunburned yesterday. When is this heat going to stop? And that's all we get. Like I flicked over to a sports show listen to sports, and they were talking about. First, they started complaining about the price of living. I think I talked about this last week. Then he started complaining about the weather, and I was like, I wanted some escapism from this shite. I didn't want to come here to go hear about how the weather is so hot and it's very hard to sleep at night. Are you finding it hard to sleep at night?
Not really.
No, see, I think you keep all your blinds down, don't you?
Yeah, I hate the sun.
Yeah, Ken doesn't even know it's sunny. He probably just like goes to work really early in the morning when there's no sun, stays in a very heavily air conditioned room, leaves at night and goes back to where all his blinds are down. And if he's off, he doesn't look under the blinds. He doesn't open the blinds. The sun doesn't come in because it doesn't exist. And Ken lives in that world.
Yeah, you don't need anything more.
Yeah, you don't need sun. Sun's not important to you.
Yeah, like, fuck the sun.
I just use a sheet and I leave the window open. They're done, and you can sleep fine at night. And I'm like, why are people complaining? Use a bed sheet. That's all you need. It's a lighter veil on you. But I like to wrap myself up like a burrito when I sleep.
According to Spanish people, do you know what the best way to keep your house cool during the heat is?
What? Sleep outside.
No, like obviously keeping your blinds pulled and not opening your windows.
Not opening your windows.
Not opening your windows.
So what? So, like obviously, what you'd imagine when you open your window, if you let like cooler air in.
Yeah, but if your house is the cooler one, you're letting the cooler air out.
Yeah. Well, I think Irish homes are probably built differently to Spanish homes, whereas Irish homes are built to keep the heat in because we're more often than not a colder country, so we have a lot of insulation to hold heat in, whereas Spanish is probably the opposite.
Probably. That's because they're bastards.
Yeah, and they have all the sun, and they don't need to keep their houses warm. They don't even know what a radiator is, the uneducated fools. You don't know what a radiator? Yeah, because like even over in Australia now, because they're having a fucking horrid of a time with weather. It's like a pretty bad winter for them, and it's raining a lot, and it's very, very cold, and they're all complaining. I think they were almost going to cancel. They talks of like cancelling work because it was either raining so much or it was so cold. They're like, we might have, and it's like, I don't think it was even in -degree temperatures. I think it was like 4 degrees. I was like, oh, now we know how the Russians feel when we laugh at another country for like being scared of weather. Look at you, you're 4 degrees and you can't work. We get sent at -5 to wash the truck. Then Russians goes, I was -20 and I was in a t-shirt.
I don't think that's the way to talk.
I think it is. They invaded Japan or Jamaica recently.
Did they?
No, I don't know. Just talking shite. But yeah, so like, I think, I don't even know where we were going with that point, to be honest with you. I know we were talking about weather and Spanish people. But yeah, it's going to hit 30 degrees, and like I was kind of like, are we going to start cancelling work now? Are we going to think we're going to have to?
There's a funny thing in this country that there's no limit on how hot your workplace can be, but there is a limit on how cold it can be.
Oh, really? What's the limit on how cold it can be?
It can't be less than 17.5 degrees.
Like indoors?
Yeah.
Ah.
If your workplace is any less than 17.5 degrees, you can go home.
What about outdoors? Surely there's an outdoor limit where
outdoors is no limit.
Where it's like you cannot send a human being out to work in those conditions.
Yeah, no, there's no limit outdoors.
I think there's red warnings. So red warnings, you're kind of generally told that, like, here, stop that now. let the lads have a day off.
Give it a rest there now.
Give it a rest there now. You're taking piss there.
Yeah, calm down.
They're not paying enough. Yeah, because I get like, we get affected by all sorts of weather. Well, it's kind of odd. Like some weather like it isn't even that bad, and we get called back in, and in other weather, it's like, it's fucking horrendous out, and you're like, why do we have to go out now? They're like, get out now, do your job. But when are you going to work today? I'm not looking forward to Monday because it's meant to be 30 degrees.
Yeah, balls to that.
Yeah, and do you know what? Another thing is, I was listening to News Talk. I was driving home today to record this podcast, and I was listening. For some reason, I was like, I'll listen to News Talk, and they also said that there's an emergency plan for in case fuel runs out, and essential workers are going to get designated petrol stations are going to be designated. So I don't know if you get a card that you flash and go, I'm important, give me fuel. I imagine that said fuel is going to be horrendously expensive if a couple of million people are only able to use it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, it's going to be like, yeah, that will be €4, please, per litre. Like, I'll have 5 of them.
I'll just not go to work.
That's just not. I'll walk.
Yeah, no, I'm good at home.
I'm good at €4 a litre. No, can't do it. That's why, like, when Americans are giving out about like the price of fuel, and we're like, Jesus, that's reasonable.
Yeah, but in America, I don't think you have to pay car tax. It's kind of a better system because you're charged it all at the pump. So you don't pay your car tax based on just having a car. You pay it based on how much you use your car. Yeah, I think Australia is a similar system, which is amazing how we have dearer fuel than America, if that is the case. Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. Well, we get on to talking about our stories. We were going to talk about the weather, and we just did, so I'll take that one off the list. We have a story about Heinz and spoons. So I don't want to ruin this story for our listeners. So yeah, but okay, this is one of Ken's stories we're going to be talking about later on. What should listeners expect without giving too much away? I don't know, stories about spoons and chips. Yeah, we have a weird way how a man dies, and he's probably going to end up on the Is a Week. I sometimes feel a little bit bad when a person loses their life and then ends up on It Is a Week. It seems like a little heartless, but sometimes people deserve it. Sometimes people deserve it. Well, what we'll do, right? He's not on it yet, and if you think he deserves it, then we'll throw him on it. And if not, we'll leave him off and RIP to his family. You know? Then another man definitely deserves it and winds up after he used an alternative way to clean his arsehole. And then our final story is about nightmares and how different countries around the world have different nightmares. So we'll be going through a few of the more interesting nightmares that people in different countries have. Do you have any weird nightmares, Ken? I don't really remember nightmares. Yeah, well, I don't really remember dreams in general, but I was going to do armchair psychology here now, and you tell me your nightmares and your deepest fears, and I'll tell you what the deeper hiding meaning to those fears are, without any research or a technical knowledge of psychology. But I'll just think of something up to say, and it could be like a segment. People send in us their fears, bad dreams, and their deepest fears and bad dreams, basically, and we will armchair psychology them on our podcast. This is a service we could do. That is a service we could do. I think it would. Yeah, so people just tell, and we won't make stuff up, but just come to us, and whatever come to us is the truth. It's the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help us God. So I think that's a good segment, and people should email in and message in on our Instagram page or Twitter even. Find us. We're there. If you just type Shite Talk and keep scrolling, you'll get us. You'll find us somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, that could be a new segment. We don't have a listener today to email in about their fears and bad dreams.
but so we can psychoanalyze the ones that we found on the internet.
Yeah, that'll work.
Did you ever have a dream where you know you're in a dream? So you're like, something messed up is happening. You're like, oh wait, but this is just a dream, so it's all right.
No.
I think I had one of those dreams. One of my friends was like, he said he had a dream like that where he goes, oh yeah, this is a dream, so I can actually just say, do this, and it'll happen because I'm in control of this shit.
I'm in control of this.
I was like, Jesus. I wonder what armchair psychology says to that. You're suffering from too much control in your life. You need to give up some.
Give up drugs.
My advice to you is try S&M. Get whipped around by some woman wearing a mask, and maybe your ideals about yourself will change. Or have a few rolls against Rory.
Oh yeah, that'll sort you right out.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about dreams later on as well, but not in a hippie way.
Not in a hippie way. Well, you hope not in a hippie way.
Yeah, you meet some characters around town. I was in town the other day. Jesus Christ, I think there were these guys, and I think they were talking about dreams. They're talking about something fucking weird and like mystical and like crystals up your bollocks kind of stuff. I kind of want to listen in because thought like I could use it for the podcast tomorrow, but I was also like trying to make it obvious. And then there's a guy with like camo like trousers on, like wearing steel toe boots. He had his like phone in one of these things like you think the army would have for like a knife or like Swiss Army thingy. And like he had that for his phone thing, and it was like connected to his belt, and he's walking around with a clipboard, and just nothing else. Just walking around. Didn't look like he worked anywhere. just like the power of a good clipboard gives you.
Yeah, you do.
Nothing says you're in control like a clipboard.
Who doesn't like a good clipboard?
Yeah. I'm sure you walk around with a clipboard all the time in your place of work.
Oh yeah,
just
not really.
Just the power of what a clipboard gives you. People know you're in charge. When they see a clipboard, they go, "That guy's in charge." Only very important people get clipboards.
Oh yeah.
It's just one of these facts that people have, and that is it.
Yeah, it's not even a shite talk fact. It's a fact.
Actual fact.
Actual.
Do you want to talk about Heinz beans?
Do you like Heinz beans?
I hate beans. This is like our shared hatred of something. There's very few things we agree that we hate, and beans is one of them.
It's not even beans. It's like Heinz
sauce.
Fucking sauce. Yeah.
I'm more of a chef, man. I have to say when it comes to red sauce. But yeah, it's not too bad.
So like, they've come up with it's not even. Is it Heinz that came up with the fucking thing?
This is like, yeah. See, like I remember years ago saying having edible cups is like a great invention because you can just break off bits of your cup and dip it in. But then you also would, as you do that, would lose the structural integrity of your cup.
Yeah. Well, Heinz have launched. You ever end up with too much red sauce on your chips?
No.
You
know how sometimes you can like you put the red sauce in and you dump a load of chips on the plate. You always should go chips plate because then all the chips fall on the red sauce or ketchup, and then you have like 3 or 4 chips that is like 90% red sauce. But those usually are the best chips. Those are the ones you want to eat first. You kind of like scooting the other side away and go,
I don't like red sauce at all. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, really? Yeah, Ken has a very limited palate.
But anyway, Heinz have launched a new product,
Yeah.
and it's a spoon-shaped chip.
I know a
And the
fork would have been a
advantage-
way to go. Spoon's a weird way to eat a chip.
Well, the advantage of it is that the spoon-shaped chip, when you dip it into the sauce, it will always have the recommended amount of red sauce on it.
This must be a very small spoon then. Do you have a photo of it that you can see to kind of give us a, like...
Yeah, hang on, I'll send you a photo of it.
Yeah, it's a fairly big spoon. Like, it, for, like... So, like, it basically... They have, like, little kind of bowl that your red sauce might come in if you're having chips anyway. If you go to a restaurant... And the whole idea is you basically just dip this spoon in, and I guess you lick off the
That part I don't really like. It'd be a bit weird if you were licking the fucking sauce off the
spoon.
thing.
Yeah, because like surely you need a chip to go with it, but then you're just gonna have a plate of spoon-shaped chips.
So I'm assuming you just eat the whole thing.
Yeah, like I just with like the kind of biscuit version of this. It like where in a coffee cup, where the idea is like you drink your coffee and then after you can eat the cup, so you kind of get the coffee on the cup as well. Like it does say sometimes like you can break bits off the cup off, but imagine that would just lead to like if you did this at the start of the cup, for instance, and you dip it into your coffee, it could lead to a crack in your cup, which would lead to like hot liquid coming all out on top of you, which seems like a bit like pointless. Because have you ever broken like a biscuit off without a crack forming throughout that biscuit?
Yeah.
That'd be my biggest concern about having a biscuit shaped cup. With this is like, what weirdo eats chips with a fork anyway? I know it's a spoon, so it's a different thing. But like, yeah, like surely the chips thing would just dip it in. It's just be weird. Yeah, fucking just having kind of a spoon to like lick off thing, and then the chip comes soggy because you keep eating the red sauce. Or ketchup. What do you call it?
I'd call it red sauce.
Yeah, it's like some people in Ireland call it ketchup, other people call it red sauce. And then when it comes to like what's white sauce, mayonnaise, and you go, no, white sauce is a different thing. You get it in like in Cadbury's.
In Cadbury's? What?
Yeah, you know you get white sauce in Cadbury. In
Cadbury.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like it's usually I don't even know what it's made of. It's just more like kind of lube for the dry food that you're going to consume. I think it might be made out of like those white broccolis.
It's white broccoli.
Yeah, I think it's not what the white sauce is made out of. I think it's like cheese and white broccolis. I imagine you would have known this, Ken.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's delicious though, whatever it is.
Oh, Mark.
And then we have brown sauce as well, but it's not barbecue sauce. Which is like maybe our American listeners will go, oh, barbecue sauce is called brown sauce? No, it's just a different brown sauce.
It's a different sauce altogether.
Yeah, I have a Spanish friend who can't get over that. He goes, what do you call this? Like that's why he brings back this. So mayonnaise is white sauce, is it? Or no, mayonnaise is mayonnaise.
Duh.
You weirdo. He also can't get over the fact that we don't have plural for toast.
We don't have what?
Toasts.
Oh.
Yeah, he goes, why? And it's like it's just one of these words that you can't put an S at the end of it. Get over it. It's a different language.
What a dick.
What a dick. Yeah. What do you think of the whole spoon thing?
Well, like I don't like sauce, so like I wouldn't really be into it.
What about a plate made of chip, right? So
Right.
if you're having your burger and chips, right? Have your burger and chips, you have your sauces, right? You know how
Right.
like you get a really juicy burger and it drips all over the place. Instead of licking the place like an animal, you just fold up the chip and you eat the plate. It could be like almost like a crepe thing.
That could work.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. Take that, Heinz. You can take that idea and bring it to the bank because your idea sucks.
You bastards.
Yeah, like it's kind of one of these things that no one asks for or really wants. No.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know, it's another invention. I think it was meant to be on the show last week, and I kind of just forgot about it. It kind of reminded me of it. Is Tato are thinking, or maybe in the works of releasing a cola flavored crisp?
Yeah, no, that's out.
Ugh.
Yeah, they've done that. But
Nobody wants it. No one has asked for it, and no one has ever dipped their chips into, or have they? Because they do it in milkshake. Is there people that dip?
I would dip chips into ice cream.
Yeah. I know there's people who do that. Do they do it into like fizzy drinks?
I'm doing fizzy drinks now.
Yeah. I called it a fizzy cola the other day, and our cardigan friend gave it out to me.
Why did you call it a fizzy cola?
Oh, we were stopping and shopping. I was like, I wouldn't mind a fizzy cola. And he goes, a can of Coke. I go, yeah. He goes, what do you call it that? I was like, I don't know. Spelled right.
Like, as opposed to like what? Like a not fizzy cola?
Yeah. A flat cola. See, imagine Coke brought out flat cola. Who would buy it?
Me.
Would you drink flat cola?
Yeah, like I prefer Coke flat.
Oh my God, Ken. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
But it has to be really, really cold. Like if it's flat, it has to be like really cold.
All right. Yeah, I can see how it could be a little bit refreshing, but I like the whole idea of me buying a fizzy cola. Opposed to some flat cola that apparently you can't buy. That's meant to be really good. It's just the fizz. So like the feeling the tingle down your back.
The fizz burns the eyes out your head.
Yeah. Some people like pain, Ken. Yeah, like I think it's gonna be another one of these disasters. I don't know, like remember they brought out the bar that wasn't great.
Yeah, the bar was a bit shit now.
I wonder if sales though of the bar initially was great, and they're like, oh, well, people will probably want to try it and give out about it. So, if we just make a limited supply, then all that supply is going to be bought, and we're going to make money. Or is it just kind of like, oh, people like weird things. This might catch on.
Yeah, like crisps, like Tato and chocolate is really, really good.
Yeah.
The bar was shit.
Yeah, I don't know how they messed that up because, yeah, chocolate and crisps, it's like chocolate and popcorn. But I don't know if too many companies were successful bringing out popcorn and chocolate.
I think the reason that it fucked up was because there was too many, or like obviously like the crisps were going to be soggy going into the chocolate.
Yeah,
like they're not going to stay fucking crispy.
Yeah. And no one wants a soggy crisp.
No, nobody wants a soggy crisp. Or
chips, as we're confusing the life out of Americans, by the way, Because
What?
we're confusing the life out of Americans right now because we're calling chips or French fries chips, and what they call chips, we're calling crisps. So we probably should just put an explainer for our American friends or people who do call it that. When we call chips, we're talking about French fries or fries. In case you don't like how France didn't support you in 9/11. Freedom fries. I'm sorry. And then if we're talking about crisps, we're talking about what you call chips, which is what we call crisps. There you go. You're back on track. You're back up. You're in the loop.
You're in the loop now.
Yeah. So you know what we're talking about. Will we move on to our idiots of the week?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. This is part of the show created for idiots, by idiots, and it's where we talk about people doing dumb things.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. And the first one we said we wouldn't throw him on straight away. I'm going to tell you the story, Ken, of this guy and why I think he might be an idiot week. He lost his life, so it seems sometimes it's a little bit harsh first after someone dies doing something stupid to go, he's an idiot. But if he dies doing something stupid, this is idiots of the week. We talk about people doing dumb things. This is why you're on it. So if we think this is dumb, then you're an idiot. We need content.
Yeah, we need content, motherfucker.
So he died after downing, and we probably should put a disclaimer. So this is not to be like attempted by Ken Riley or anyone else in the Shite Talk community, because it does seem like Ken goes, I can fucking do that. He downed a bottle of Jägermeister in 2 minutes.
So is he idiot of the week or is he pussy of the week?
I don't see. Like it was for a 10. It was a 10. Well, it kind of works out. It happened in South Africa, right? He man was between 25 and 30, and he made a 200 Ren bet, which is roughly £10 or €11.70 exactly. Because I did more research than wherever I got this from. Yeah, because they only had 200 OR. And I was like, what's OR? What does it stand for? Well, we don't know the currency of South Africa. And I looked it up and it was Ren.
There you go.
There you go. So I learned something new as well. So it's €11.70 and that's the 200 Ren. So like for €11 bet, he said... bet that he could down a bottle of Jägermeister in 2 minutes. Which I imagine if he had done that, he'd previously done it and not died.
That's probably why he's doing it again.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably done it before. So, like, he died after downing a bottle of Jägermeister within 2 minutes. He was from South African, who hasn't been named. So he's taking part in a drinking competition. Probably had a few drinks before the Jägermeister, and said after he basically downed a bottle of Jägermeister, never said if he did it or not in 2 minutes. I imagine if he did, he immediately collapsed and then was rushed to a nearby hospital. I always wonder if, like, with the sort of type of people that are doing bets of how fast he can down alcohol. Like, was it he was immediately rushed to hospital, or was it, oh shit, what happened? And that happened for a good 20 minutes, and then they called the ambulance, and then the ambulance took about half an hour to get to them. Then they brought them to the hospital? Or was it like, the guys acted quick? It was like, who drives in this scenario? We're all drunk.
Yeah, like, I've often wondered that as well. Like what? Like, do people go like, oh shit? Like, we're going to have to explain this.
Yeah, they're like, oh, how are we going to explain this to his wife?
Or do they just say, like, fuck it, it's okay?
Yeah.
They'll understand.
So I imagine they try to wake him up by slapping him a few times. You know, like, you have bro ways of, like, if a person claps, what you should do.
Yeah.
Like, shake their feet. And I think, like, anyone doing first aid thinks that, no, you don't shake their feet. Yeah, so like he died after that. Like, it does, I don't know, after reading out this story, I don't know if it's necessarily an idiot of the week. He probably has done it before and not died.
You'd imagine he probably has done it before and not died.
Well, apparently,
Like, it's really something that you're going to like randomly go, you know what I'm going to do?
I bet I've seen people down bottles of whiskey like that straight. Like they open a bottle of Jack Daniels and they just chug a bottle of Jack Daniels, and like it's nothing to them. They're just like, yeah, I can do this. This is my party trick. It's like that's some party trick. Yeah, but like apparently your body can only process 1 unit of alcohol per hour. And they said if it takes a huge amount of alcohol, your body forgets to basically function or misfunctions. It just doesn't know what to do. And it's like your body just basically goes into sleep mode and sometimes you forget to breathe. You think you're basically just drowned. It's like the equivalent of drowning.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts about the Idiot of the Week title. I think it might just be unfortunate. Have you had
an unfortunate accident?
Yeah, what do you think?
Fuck, I throw it into Idiot of the Week.
Have you? We all know friends who've done drinking challenges before. Have you ever had, all right, I can do this thing in this amount of time, or I can drink X amount of like alcohol within a space of X amount of time?
Have I ever done it?
Yeah.
Probably.
I had a friend before. He didn't die. He stopped talking to me. And he
stopped talking to me. Yeah, he's dead to me.
He's dead to me now. But yeah, he was a really good friend at the time. And he said that he could eat like a stupid amount of those Eurosaver burgers. And I think the group pitched in and bought him €40, or maybe it was €50, where he said he could eat 50 of the Eurosaver burgers in McDonald's. So he bought 50 of the burgers, and watched him try to eat of it. And I think he had 5 of the burgers, maybe 6. And so like he couldn't get through the rest of them. And the rest of the people there had to like eat the burgers so they just didn't go to waste. I think they threw out like fucking loads of burgers. I think they were trying to pass them off to people. No one would take a random burger off strangers. And all it started out was like, he goes, oh, I could eat 50 of them. And then someone gone, no, you couldn't. And he goes, no, I could actually eat 50 of them. And I was like, all right, we'll buy you 50 burgers and you try to eat them. And your man wouldn't let it go that he said he could eat 50. And then this guy went into this like pig-headedness of, okay, let's do this then. I will eat 50 burgers. So they bought them 50 burgers. And so imagine maybe this could have happened the similar way where he's like, I could down that thing in 2 minutes. And they're like, no, you fucking couldn't. You'd pass out. And they're like, no, I wouldn't. I'll be fine. Any mental alcohol.
Be grand. Don't worry about it.
Like, isn't like Jägermeister, like it's like 60-70% alcohol?
It's like 40.
Alright. Not that bad, but still pretty strong.
It's still pretty strong, but
you don't want to drink a bottle of it.
I wouldn't mind drinking a bottle of it.
In 2 minutes?
Oh, maybe in a little bit more than 2 minutes, but like I wouldn't mind drinking a bottle of it.
I don't think I would drink a bottle of it. I think I'd take like a shot out of it and be like, okay, I'm done, lads.
Yeah,
I'm to spin.
I like Jägermeister.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit strong for me.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You have like quite harsh taste in drinks. You drink kind of heavy spirits, don't you?
Yeah.
I see. I wouldn't mind like a straight whiskey or something like that. But even those, I'm like drinking like 2 glasses of it, and I'm like, oh Jesus, slow down now.
Where's the door?
Where's the door? How do I get back to my house?
There's a moose loose about this hoose.
Yeah, exactly. Next I'll be talking like a Canadian. I better slow down.
I'll be doing my Australian accent.
Yeah, so saying smoke on the water.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Let's tell that story again. We've heard it. Next time you're going to tell me about your fucking plane ticket story. Eh? Let me tell that one. Sick of it, Mark. Get new stories, you boring cunt.
Mark.
I only have 2 stories. I seem to tell it. If we're on a night out, that story somehow seems to come up, especially if there's a new person there. So
you don't need other stories.
Yeah, that was my story. I can tell that for the next 10 years of my story.
It does the job, like.
Yeah, I used to tell it on like first dates.
That's a brilliant place to tell it.
Yeah, I used to bring it up. Like, oh, have you ever traveled? Because they're like, oh, at least I have like conversation starters stories.
Guess what we should not do?
We should not ever go on holidays because you will take care of me on this holiday, or you will come back alone. I will get lost. I don't. There's some people look at like where to go and what gate they have and where they need to be going to get to their exit or get where the terminals are. And I like to think of an internal sat nav that will bring me to where I need to go without any new information being put in, and I basically just follow people. That's how I got around my holidays. And the girl that was flying with me was like, "Mark, where are you going?" I was like, "This way."
I'm going over here.
Yeah, well, you're going to be going there on your own because we're over. This is the way to the gate. You tick gun. Yeah. So our next idiot of the week, and this guy definitely is. So he's using a well-known store brand antibacterial wipe as toilet roll. Without knowing how to get on our idiots of the week. He's from Wales. He's from the south of Wales. Now, the name was unpronounceable by man, so wasn't able to give you what town it was. South of Wales, anyway. He spent several days cleaning his rear end with an antibacterial toilet wipe that he could flush down the toilet. So some people, and I think this is gross, instead of like a toilet brush, will use these fucking wipes to clean shite off the inside of the toilet. And I just think, no, you have a stick that you can clean that way, or you can keep a good bit away from it. If you have to actually stick your hand into the loo to wipe off shit, that's a bit much. So I don't know if maybe whoever's living at the household got rid of the toilet brush and replaced it with one of those, but that is disgusting. I just want to say, people who do that, you are dirt.
Dirt. You're dirty.
You're dirty, manky feckers.
Bastards.
So he spent several days cleaning his rear end with the antibacterial wipes, and then felt basically a bit of a sting in his ring.
I like what you did there.
Yeah, I got that off the article, in fairness. And he kind of knew when he started to feel the burning sensation that something was wrong and needed to go inspect it. Found out that there was a bit of a rash forming on his hole and didn't know why. So examined the toilet wipes that he's been using to clean his ass. Like, did he not have toilet paper? Or did he just think, oh, these will clean it even better?
Well, Mark, sometimes you don't have toilet paper.
For several days.
Yeah.
For several days, you don't, like, I kind of feel like if the day that you realize you don't have toilet paper is the day you go and buy toilet paper. You don't go,
Sometimes you don't have time.
Sometimes you don't have to. For a person who works in the retail sector, you have all the time in the world. You have a copious amount of opportunities to pick up toilet paper.
Sometimes there's no time, Mark. Sometimes
there's no time to pick up. I just have too many things to do. I'm a busy man. I can't do it. It's not my fault. You just have to trust me. You have to believe me on this thing. I can't do it. I can't explain it. Just trust me on this. I can't do it.
Yeah, it just can't be done sometimes.
So the fact that like he was using these antibacterial, didn't realize until he examined the paper. You imagine that his loving girlfriend would feel sympathy on his and like kind of like comfort him, going, "It's all right. It could happen to anybody." But apparently not. He called this stupid. She actually bought the wipes in the well-known supermarket, and just put them in beside the toilet. Probably, I imagine maybe for that reason, where you clean the toilet after yourself, or maybe she, instead of using bleach, she just wipes in the toilet and then just flushes the wipes away. So she just clean the seat and the thing, and then just throws it in, maybe. And then he thought, oh, she's using wet wipes to clean her hole. I'll use wet wipes because I want to be civilized like she is. And start using it.
Yes, that works.
Yeah, so you end up developing a nasty rash anyway. And but thankfully he made it out okay. When he stopped using it, he had a few uncomfortable days of where it was quite painful to sit down. And it does say he's like a truck driver, so I imagine his career didn't really suit himself there for that few days. It was a rough few days behind the wheel of that truck.
Fuck that. That's a lot of sitting down.
Yeah, so I guess like when it says it kills 99% of bacteria, it also cleans the bacteria that's in your hole. That probably stops you from getting rashes like that. I just don't know, I don't understand. Did he just favor the wet wipes over toilet paper? Do you just think, oh, this might clean it even better? Because like, if that's the case, obviously his girlfriend does all the shopping in this household, and he doesn't care, because like those wet wipes would be a lot more expensive than maybe what the toilet paper is. So just the expense, like I'd be if I found out, and if they were just wet wipes and they weren't antibacterial, he was using them to clean his hole, I'd be like, well, I didn't buy them for that fucking reason. And they're a lot more expensive, so stop using them on your fucking dirty, shitty arse.
You bastard.
You're not a child
anymore. You're not a kid anymore.
Yeah, stop using these fucking wipes on your hole. Do you know how much these cost? That kind of thing. I imagine this got that kind of conversation. If they were wet wipes, it would have came up anyway. Like, why are we going through all these wet wipes so quickly? Don't know.
Ask your father.
Yeah, imagine he's going to be the father of my kids. Can't sit down. Use antibacterial wipes in his hole. Maybe she bought the really cheap toilet paper. You know, the one that like cuts your hole open, something fierce.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was like, why are these even on sale?
Yeah, I don't know why they everything.
Oh my god, nothing worse.
One play.
Yeah, kitten softs. You need the softest thing. Should be like wiping your hole with a feather.
Wiping your hole with a feather.
That's what you want. We'll move on to something else anyway. Off minute, but everything all ends well with your man, because his hole repaired. He learned a valuable lesson, and his girlfriend realized he's living with an idiot of the week.
Yeah, his girlfriend learned he's a complete fucking moron.
We'll move on to this, which is people in different countries can have different nightmares and different dreams, I imagine. This was originally done by, this research was done by analysts at Google, who's shedding a light on the unique nightmares that people have in different countries. So I think what they basically, how they got the results from, they looked at their analytics from people searching about nightmares in different countries and seeing what kind of nightmares are people having. So I was like, oh, this is interesting, but it's also kind of like fucked up that now not only are they listening to our conversation, what we're Google searching, what we're clicking on to, what apps we're using, and our conversations, but they're now also monitoring our dreams as well. So there's a darker side to this study.
The darker side to the internet.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Who would have known? But they did get like good content for us. So like, it's a kind of a two-edged sword. It's like one time, like we need content. Content's key for us. So we kind of need them to spy on people's dreams because this makes it to like a fairly alright story. And then there is a like, is it okay for like countries to be spying on our dreams? I kind of feel like a hippie in the 60s. They're going to spying on our dreams, man. We're locking us. This is erosion of our privacy.
They're reading my thoughts, man.
Yeah, exactly. Dream ahead.
Pass the tinfoil hat.
Yeah, exactly. Stop dreaming, people. Letting Google in. But yeah, there's been some weird. I think there's a few that are stereotypes. Like you're just looking at the country, going, "Yeah, really, you're going to be this much of a stereotype, Australia." And then the other ones are just fucking weird. You're just like, where has this come from? So, like, I think the UK one is very, very British. It's extremely British. And I kind of feel like when in this research, I did look at a few articles to see where it was Ireland named or where we just lumped in with the UK again. But they just didn't name Ireland's deepest, darkest fears. I think the most I've got, like the most common nightmare in Ireland is of teeth falling out.
Ugh.
And I think if you have a dream where teeth fall out, it's like something to do with insecurity. Which, like, most of these things fall back on. You're just insecure. That's why you're having a nightmare. I kind of feel like if you're having nightmares, this probably means you're insecure about something. Armchair psychology right there. But the UK one is very, very British. So they have nightmares about bees, Ken.
About bees?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this indicates, nightmares about bees indicates social anxiety or feeling inappropriate.
Feeling inappropriate about what? Just in general?
Yeah, there's something in your life you feel that's inappropriate. It said inappropriateness. So whatever's happening in the dream, you're embarrassed about maybe. And that's why you think it's inappropriate. Or else you feel social anxiety. So maybe you farted in the elevator. Maybe you called your teacher mother. Maybe you're in a GSD role and you farted in somebody's face, or you headbutted them, or you're drunk one night at an office party and you made a sex joke in front of your boss.
Oh no.
Yeah. Thinking they'd see the funny side of it, and they looked at you and said, wow, that was inappropriate. And then it went off and you had a dream about bees.
Bees.
And now you know why you had a dream about bees.
You had a dream about bees because you were dreaming about your boss.
No, it's because you said something inappropriate in front of your boss. So the US are afraid of optometers. What are they called again? The people who check your eyes. I thought it was optometrist. Are what, and they also have a lot of nightmares about their toes falling off.
Their toes falling off?
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
And there was also one or two people were searching for plays involving trumpets.
Plays involving trumpets?
Yeah. So they have fears where maybe they're playing the trumpet and they mightn't be playing it very, very well. So they're like, oh shit. And it's kind of like the whole you woke up in school kind of a thing. You know, those nightmares where you're back in school? Or you wake up in school and in your underwear? Or you wake up at school and your bed's in the school. Yeah, in the playground. And you're like, how did I get here? Oh, this is so embarrassing.
Have you had a dream that your bed is in the school?
I think so, yeah. I think I had a dream where I woke up and I woke up in the playground. I'm the chair psychology that now for me. You're feeling inappropriateness and anxious about social anxiety. I think it all falls back to you're feeling inappropriateness and social anxiety. There's going to be a lot of anxiety if you are having nightmares to feel. Meanwhile, Australia goes very stereotypical Australians, because what do you think they're having nightmares about? And don't say dingoes stealing babies, because it isn't that kind. It isn't that stereotypes.
So they're not that bad of a stereotype.
No, they're not. There's no dingoes stealing babies in Australians' nightmares. But they are quite stereotypical Australian things.
I don't know.
They're scared of bugs. I tried to do an Australian accent, failed now. I'm going to stop now. They're scared of snakes.
They're scared of water.
Water? They're scared of bugs, snakes, and bad weather, which they're probably having a lot of nightmares about now because they're getting a lot of bad weather now. Yeah, so I thought the bugs and snakes were kind of like, well, you live in Australia, what do you expect? Bad weather as well. That's probably a little bit maybe new. Germany are weird. They are having nightmares about travel, so flights, bad driving, and there's ones where I know it's quite common where you're in a car but you're using your feet to move, so you're kind of pushing with your feet, and apparently that means you don't feel like you're in control. So I don't know if they're having kind of dreams like that, where they have to fly a plane and they don't know how to fly, and they're going to kill 240 passengers aboard this German Airways flight to Stuttgart. There, all the German knowledge I have, and apparently that indicates you feel anxiety and something about the direction of where your life is moving. So you don't feel like you're in control of your life, Germans, and you feel like you're flying a plane and it's going to crash somewhere and your life is going to turn out shit. But don't worry, it won't. Or it might. I can't say it won't for everybody who tunes in for... So some people will have shit lives, but most people won't think they're that shit, even if they are. So it'll be fine in the end. You'll feel like you had a good life.
You'll be happy about it.
You'll be happy about it. Do you know, I just had a load of kids.
No, what?
Have a load of kids.
Oh.
Because at least then you can direct your hatred of your life to your kid. You go, it's all their fault.
It usually is.
Yeah, it's all their fault. French people are having nightmares about FaceTime.
Surprise, surprise.
I don't know. I am surprised by that one now, Ken. And then Italians are having bad dreams. The Italians are hilarious with these ones, I have to say. They're having dreams about bad dreams about bad food. Vietnam, which they weren't even involved in. That was the French and Americans. And they are also worried about ex-lovers, Ken.
Yeah, of course they are.
That's the most stereotypical Italian thing. Is they have a bad food. They're like, oh my god, the dream wouldn't end. The spaghetti, it was so, I don't know what's bad spaghetti. Wet. I don't know. Italians could probably tell me. The paella. Oh god, it was uneatable. You know, paella is Spanish, isn't it? It's paella. Yeah, it's paella.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's Spanish, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. I think
it's Spanish-esque.
Yeah, because I know someone who's dating an Italian says their brother can make paella and it's like nothing to him and it's world class. But then I also know a Spanish person. I think pretty sure he's adamant it's the Spanish food.
Like Spanish and Portuguese people tend to like claim things that aren't really theirs. They're a bit like that.
Okay, so you're saying please.
I worked with a Portuguese guy who used to like claim that all sorts of stuff were Portuguese. You're like, it's not.
You discovered nothing.
Yeah, like he used to claim all sorts of stuff, and he'd be like, "No, you're wrong.
You're wrong. You're stupid. Your country's pointless. Shut up. You're living in Ireland."
Yeah, like.
So Spanish is the final that won, and their ones are more supernatural. So the Spanish are scared of monsters, basically, are the big standout in their strange fears. But like apparently the Poles are also scared of like demons, and there's a few other countries that have like demons, monsters. So their nightmares, like superficial kind of things. They need to grow up. To be honest with you, the Spanish and the Poles, you need to grow up. Stop dreaming about monsters. They don't exist. Teeth fall now. That could happen. Pedaling your car probably won't. Getting eaten by a snake in Australia, like that's how most people will probably die. So that's very real time. I don't know why the French are scared about FaceTime. Too much like meetings, I think. But yeah, monsters, Spain, really? You need to have a look at yourself. You need to grow up now.
Monsters is a normal thing to.
Stop it. Big child.
Yeah, like if you're nightmares, like monsters is a normal thing to have nightmares about.
Big girls' blouse. Having scared monsters. Ken doesn't have nightmares.
Yeah, like I don't remember dreams.
Yeah, I rarely remember dreams. I try to like when I do get a dream or have a dream, I try to like wonder what it is about. Not in a like what this means terms, because I do think it is generally your subconscious reflecting on something that's happening in your life. I do think the wacko like crystal people with like sticking up your arsehole are onto something in that sense. It's probably reflecting on something you are thinking about, but generally you probably know it yourself. It's probably something you've already thought about.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. Why not?
I don't know what it means if you don't have dreams. I don't know why you're not having dreams and not remembering them.
Yeah, like you always have dreams. It's just you don't always remember your dreams.
It could be like an onset of early Alzheimer's or dementia.
Maybe. Sure, what can you do?
It happens, that happens.
Yeah.
I know my backup plan.
What's your backup plan?
Get one of those computer in your head thing.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going downhill, you might as well go downhill fast. Go for it all out. Anyway, we better end it there. On that, we'll be back next week with another Shite Talk podcast show. We hope.
Maybe.
No.